What's up, everybody? We are back with another KVN show. This is something I look forward to every week with you guys, just to give you a little bit of thoughts about how I feel about the game and just kind of what's going on in the league. Before I get started, there's one thing that I want to talk about, though. This show is under 20 minutes, and 20 minutes for a reason. It's not an hour long to where it takes a bunch of my time. I want to do this just for the fans. I feel like this is a great way for me to give my opinion. Think of it as me going to a podium after the game and just talking about the game from my point of view, from my opinion. Some of you right now are probably watching this while you're taking a shit. It's not that long. So I hope those that want to keep complaining about it and those that love it, keep commenting, liking, and subscribing, and I'll see you every week. Super pumped about all those that have subscribed. Super pumped that people tune in and watch this because it's something that I enjoy to do, and I'm going to keep doing it. It's not that long. It's fun, lighthearted, cool, and it's a lot better when you win. I'll tell you that. I'm disappointed. I exited out of the second quarter today, was cooking early. I had a QB hit right off the bat. I believe I had about 4 or 5 pressures right in the beginning. I had a hustle tackle on a long third down to help get a stop and get us off the field early. I was cooking, ended up getting dinged up, and we're gonna see how we feel over the next little while and see if we can get ready for the Lions on Monday night blackout game. Excited for that. But let's dive into this game and how the team did as a whole. And I just wanted to say we looked like a team that bounced back from a tough loss. I mean, we showed that we're getting the DNA that you want to see for a winning football team. But to come out with a team like the Browns, who were talking a lot of trash in the media, they were hyped on defense. Joe Flacco was coming back to a place he's very familiar with, wanted to dot us up and play really good football. And we did a really good job of rattling him early. We got a lot of pressure on him early. We got a lot of hits on him early. So I think that made an effect on him of how he played. Offensively, we came out a little slow in the beginning, and then a winning team. And when you have Lamar Jackson, you just got to keep giving him chances and keep giving him opportunities. He had a hell of a game. Run game wasn't up to what our standards been, but give props to the Cleveland Browns defense. They're really, really good. Led by Myles Garrett, who's hell of a player. He's one of one. He's a man child out there, and he played a good game. But defensively, from giving up what we did to coming back and bouncing back the way we did, got turnovers, finally got 2, should have had 3. We won't talk about it, Marlo. Still love Marlo. But, I mean, let's get all of those fluky plays out of the way early, right? And still win. Let's get the fluke pick where it goes right through the hands and into the offensive players in the touchdown. You just got to shake your head at that, like, hot damn, whatever, just chalk it up. But I just want to say the mindset and focus that we saw there on defensively. I mean, you guys were flying around, which is what you want to see. Guys were laser focused on doing their job and then executing the play. And you saw that series after series after series for long periods of time. That's what you want to see. And that's what we should have seen versus an offensive like that. We felt like we were better. We showed it on Sunday, and, we got the score that we wanted to, and eventually the dub. A couple plays that stood out to me. Definitely Nate Wiggins' pick. That was an awesome play, getting flushed out of the pocket. Roquan hustling his ass off to get pressure on almost said Joe Burrow. We'll talk about him later. Joe Flacco throws a ball across his body over the middle, and it didn't work out for him, and it landed in Nate's hands. And we saw a little, ooh-wee. He got a little busy with it. Excited to see Nate get the ball in his hands. He looking like he was running a 4-3. But but he did get tackled by an offensive lineman. That's not good. That's not good, Nathaniel. That's not good. We'll get better at that. We're going to coach him up on how to, have a little bit of better juke moves, but I think he did his thing. Now, he needs some advice from Roquan because Roquan got busy when he got his recovery. Roquan got busy when he scooped and scored after a T Rob sack fumble. Let's go. What a play by T Rob getting on the board. Shout out T Rob. And, Rowe got to scoop and score and run it all the way. He looked fast on that, y'all. He looked fast. So all them haters out there, he looked fast. He also had a hell of a game, 15 tackles. He looked like Agent Zero in the middle, communicating. He looked a little bit more just he was ready to go. We had it was awesome. During the week, me and him got to sit after a practice, and I don't want to go into too much detail. And we just kind of was sitting at after practice one day with some rookies and just chit chatting, and that's what it's all about. Those are special moments when there's no cameras, no people. It's just after the grind. You get to just take a second and communicate with people that you really enjoy to go to work with. I look up to Roquan. I call him a friend. I love going to war with a guy like that because he's going to give everything he has to the game and to his teammates. And, I'm glad he had a game like he had today. Looked real good and hope he can continue to take that arrow and point it up for the rest of the season. Other plays that I loved during this game were 2 Tez Walker touchdowns. Ooh-wee! We love to see it. It was awesome to see Tez. He's 3 catches, 3 touchdowns. That's an elite stat right there. 3 for 3. Good to see him. I mean, gotta shout out Zay Flowers. I know he didn't get a tug, but Zay, he's getting busy when it comes to being wide receiver number 1. Broward County, stand up, baby. And then we got to go with the OGD Hop. They said he was washed, I think, but he was like, nah, I don't play about that. I think because he tripped in the Super Bowl, everybody wanted to say he was cooked or something. I don't know, but he's been balling. We saw it all training camp, especially during the red area. His hands still work. I mean, you saw during the Buffalo week and then almost had 2 tugs, but ended up with 1. So awesome day for him and just offensive, slowly, steadily getting, and then the dam broke like Myles Garrett said, and it was awesome to see. And it was fun to get a win. It's fun to see your team celebrate, see, happiness when you get a dub and just excited to be a part of this team and continue to go forward. And, it's good to be 1-1. Better to be 1-1 than 0-2. And we got a big game coming up against the Lions, who had a hell of a game themselves. And it's going to be a dogfight. They're going to come out ready to go. We're going to come out ready to go. And, it's going to be one that's going to be elite, I think. And we're excited to see the home fans again and get that place rocking with the All Blacks at MTNT Bank. All right, what else do we got on the list today? Really wanted to ball out this last game. I had my family here. What went well during this game? All in all, I think defense just played pretty good football, still can get a lot better, still can create more turnovers. They were there. Roquan stood out today. Wiggins, Beaks, can't forget about Beaks. Beaks playing really, really well. Loop gotta just continue his poise, and I love the fans, man, that every time he kicks a extra point, Loop, 2 for 2 with field goals. Love it. Love to see a rookie kicker so poised like him. But hey, Luke, we got to figure out, keep working on those kickoffs like you will. This is not a knock, of course. Let's hope you guys don't clip this and make it a knock, but we're all have something to get better at, right? I have to get better. Everybody's got to get better. It's just the way it goes. And, Randy Brown's been doing a really good job with Luke this whole off season and season. I'm sure it's going to continue to get better and better. Like it's been, and it's hard when when teams now are getting the ball when you kick it in the end zone at the 35. That is a hard play now, because do you want to kick it in the end zone to give them the ball at the 35, and then you run the risk of when you do kick it out of bounds or not in the kick it before the 20-yard mark, you get the ball at the 40-yard line. It's tough. Like, you have to make decisions. And, this is a culture of special teams here. Harbaugh's been a special teams coach, and, I believe he's going to continue to have that ball where he wants to see the returners try to return it on him. And another play that I want to shout out in the game is Hummel's block punt. I mean, what a turn of events. What a just an absolute, shell shock for the Browns to just when you hear that thud, ba-bam. I mean, that's a scary sound if you're on, a punt team and you hear that noise. And Hummel made a play, and gosh, I think that was the turning point in the game right off the beginning. It's awesome, awesome, awesome to see. Another around the NFL that we want to talk about, Bengals. Got to talk about Joey B, potentially out 3 months. Tough. I got to know Joe Burrow at the Pro Bowl this year. And even though we're rivals, it was awesome to get to know him. I think he's cool Joe, because you're like, I don't want to like him, right? Rival guy. But, he's an impressive dude. Enjoyed getting to know him a little bit. Sad to see him. Hope to see him back in the mix of the NFL, but hopefully he has a speedy recovery. Turf toe with the ligaments, that's tough. Potential surgery, we'll see on that. We got the Lions putting up 52 at home against Ben Johnson. They looked pretty crispy at home. You also had the Pats winning. Every time I looked at the clock, it was like back and forth, Dolphins, back and forth, back and forth. Excited to see what that looks like on film. And then the Colts, we got to talk about the Colts real quick. Sneaky 2-0. Rugged win today against a tough Broncos team at home. Daniel Jones is 2-0. The offense putting up points. A lot of people were hating on DJ. Now look at them fly, spread them wings, DJ. And then the Eagles beat the Chiefs. Chiefs are 0-2. We'll see them in a couple weeks. 0-2. We were there last year. We know how that feels. Eagles 2-0. Go into the house of Arrowhead and get out a dub. Tough game. I saw this whole game tough. It was just a tough, rugged game, and the Eagles sneak it out. Good for them. Then we'll go to the 2-minute drill because we're almost at time. What makes division games tougher than others? Because you know the opponents so much. You know everything about them. They know everything about you. Those games are usually always close. They're tough. They're physical. I mean, you look at the Browns, Bengals, the week 1, tough, rugged game. The Browns versus us was rugged at the beginning, and then, the tide turned and the dam broke and we got it done. What do you think the best rivalry in the NFL is? I mean, got to be Ravens Steelers. I also think Ravens Bengals is a good one. Niners Seahawks is a good one. Yeah, I'll go with those right now. What adjustments from week 1 did you see the team make that worked? I just liked how we just responded. I don't want to say we made so many adjustments. I think we just locked in and executed better this week. Who are you going to give the ox in the locker room to? Oof, this one's tough because I'm starting to get a little bit more experience, so my music taste is a lot different than some of these guys growing up now in the league. But I do have chats with them all the time of like who they listen to, what they like, what they don't. I try to know my teammates pretty well. Someone I'm not letting get the ox is Travis Jones. No, sir. You can't even hear and understand most of the rappers he's picks. Who's most likely to fall asleep on the team playing? Ooh, I feel like there's a lot of people that could do that. D-Hen, I feel like he falls asleep pretty fast. Justice Hill falls asleep pretty fast. Those couple. Looking ahead at Monday Night Football versus the Lions, where does the blackout at the bank ranks amongst all stadium? I think it's number 1. I tell all the time people that I think the bank is the most underrated sporting event in the country, let alone the world, especially on a blackout game. It's special. The atmosphere, you can feel the energy, taste it. It's magnificent. I think it's going to be special against the Lions. And, I'm excited to see the festivities and get that place rocking. Final thoughts. It's 1 win and it's a strong performance. Execution under pressure matters. Got to keep building. Defense showed up. We got to get consistency of where we're playing complementary football, offense, defense, specialty, offense, defense, special teams. We're chasing perfection, and we love the momentum that we created, and we just want to keep it rolling, baby. Want to keep it rolling. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment, and if you're watching this on the shitter, appreciate y'all.